Hi guys, welcome. Today we're gonna trim our Harlem IPS bar. Let's get started. Okay, first thing we're gonna do, we lay the bar down and we're going to unwind our lines. Okay, then we put down the lines. Power lines in the middle, steering lines on the side. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check if the trim of our power lines is correct. So therefore, we have here a carabiner, or you need any other point, something like this to fix the pigtails on that. So watch out when you fix the pigtails towards a hook, then you see the loops and you also have knots on the other pigtails. So watch out that you do not fix it like I show you now, like this. That is not the way how it's fixed on the kite. Always fix it to the hook like you would do it on the kite, so with the loop and knot connection. So it would be like this, and the second one like this. After fixing that, we go back to our bar. Good, when we are back at our bar, what we have to pick up now is the point where the two lines get together into the center chord, right? So on our Harlem IPS bar it's here, on some other bars it can be at a different spot. The next thing we're gonna do is, we're gonna have a look at the power lines if they are hanging through the same way. So if we have a look on these lines, they are hanging through exactly the same way. So that is perfect. If the lines are hanging through on a different way, so I do it here on purpose, let's say like this one, then it's not correct. So you need to be, the lines need to be the same length, equal. The lines need to be equal. So an important one is also when you do that, don't stretch the lines, because if you stretch the lines, you don't see the difference. So it's important that the lines are hanging loose, so therefore you can see if the lines are trimmed correctly or not. After checking this one, what looks pretty good on this bar, we're gonna attach the steering lines and have a look how they are trimmed. Perfect. So by attaching the pigtail steering lines, we have here now the knot. So the correct way to do it is just put it like this. So you don't, this is exactly the same way how you would do it on the kite. First steering line and the second steering line. Looks pretty solid. Okay, then we need to go back to the bar again. Next step is we pick up the bar, and before we check to see if the steering lines are in the correct trim, what you have to do is you have to trim the steering lines to full power. So on the IPS bar, it's just to go on full power, as you see here. Now we are on full power. The next step what you do is you have to pull on the bar shaft to see if the steering lines have the equal length. So let's see when we pull this one. Oh, we've got a problem. Because normally what should be is that bar shaft should be perpendicular towards the center chord. But you see on this bar, it's not straight. So we have different line lengths. So let's check out why that is. It looks like we found the problem. We have one long pigtail here. And sorry guys, we did this on purpose to show you how it should not be. So with the Harlem bar, there come different lengths of pigtails to get the perfect trim in your kite lines if it's not correct. So let's put this one back to the original one, and then let's check it out. Okay guys, we're back at the bar after changing the pigtail. So let's have a look again. If we have now a perpendicular bar shaft towards the center line, so I lean a little bit in there and it looks perfect. The next step we have is we have to check, so we now know the power lines are equal and the steering lines are equal. The next step is to check if they have all the same length. So it's important, again, to be on full power at your trim adjustment on the steering lines or power lines. Then the next step, what you do is you take your chicken loop. You can also use your harness and hang in there a little bit. I do it now without the harness, just with my hands. So I grab the chicken loop, pull a little bit, and then the bar shaft, to move here, the bar shaft should go, let's say, until 1.5 centimeter, and you can just touch the top part of the swivel with a little bit resistance. You have a perfect trim on your bar and you're ready to enjoy your ride. Okay, waar waren wij? This was our trim on the backline trim system on our Harlem IPS bar. Let's have a look to our Harlem bar and the powerline trim system. Here you see our power line trim system, so it's not on the back lines, it's on the front lines, on the power lines. So the steps you do on this bar system are exactly the same what we did on our IPS bar. Also the last steps we take and measure if all the 4 lines are equal. That's the most important. So we have a little bit of gap here. We can easily pull with a little bit resistance towards the top part of the swivel. And watch out that you're also here the same as at the IPS bar, that you are here on full power. This bar looks epic. I think you guys are ready to enjoy your next session with the perfect trimmed bar.